breaking news is that Shotcity has a new gun. Welcome to Shotcity, baby! Alright. So, I've got my Glock collection out. It's my Glock 17 collection. I finally have every single generation, at least to date, of Glock 17s. So let's take a look at them. So this is the Gen 1. This is one of those P80 classics. Hopefully it will focus on that. So you can tell by the smooth grip all around. The grip is smooth. You have that undercut here, and then you have no rail on the Gen 1. And the texturing is just like a totally different feel. So magazines kind of stayed the same all the way up until Gen 3. So that's the Gen 1. Now the Gen 2, again, you don't have any accessory rail here. This one was a police trade model, so it has night sights on it. Now the grip is smooth here, right on the sides. It's pretty smooth, but you do have texturing on the back and in the front. Now again, both of these guns are going to be right-handed and have these itty-bitty little magazine release buttons. So no serrations up front or anything. That didn't come until much later. But again, still a really different texture and feel of the slide. Now, when you move on to Gen 3 models, you get a little bit more texturing in here on the grip, and as well as the back strap, you get pretty much the same on the back strap. Instead of no finger grooves like the Gen 2 and the Gen 1, they added finger grooves to the Gen 3. Now, overall, they did smooth out the finish a lot more. I believe they switched the finish totally, and it is the first model where they phased in an accessory rail. Let me lock that back. And then moving on to the Gen 4, the magazine release button became ambidextrous. You got some upgrades to some of the internals. So internally, you are able to have a double recoil spring instead of the single. That was only a single recoil spring all the way up until Gen 3. You got an extended magazine release that came standard. There was options to add a extended magazine or a slide release button or a slide release lever on Gen 3s, I believe. So that was an upgrade as well, but mainly you had the finger grooves and texturing completely all around on the Gen 4. Now moving on to the Gen 5. The Gen 5 had quite a bit of upgrades. You got a new trigger, a new barrel, the marksman's barrel, a lighter trigger pull, and a smoother trigger pull. Then you still had texturing all around, but they got rid of the finger grooves on the Gen 5 that were on the Gen 3 and Gen 4. Then you got a really smooth, like super black finish on the Gen 5s, which I really like a lot. and they became completely ambidextrous with the magazine release button, extended magazine release button being able to be switched to the other side. So you've got the flared magazine well on the Gen 5, so it's opened a little bit more so you can easily get these magazines into the sorry, fumbling around a little bit. Nice and easy, and you can rip them out pretty easily. I do have a TLR1 stream light on here, the high lumen version. I like those lights a lot. And also on the Gen 4s and Gen 5s, you can add additional back straps. So if you have really large hands and you want to extend the back strap out and make your grip a little bit larger, you can do that on the Generation 4 and 5 versions of the Glocks. Now, I just love the Gen 5 so much that I have begun to buy every model in a Gen 5. I do like the Gen 4. It was just that it wasn't ambi on both sides with the magazine. The magazine release button can be switched over, but the slide stop and slide release button lever could not. So that was one issue that I had. Also with the Gen 3. The Gen 3, I don't know, I guess on the Gen 4 and 3, I wasn't really a fan of the finger grooves. Like every now and then, especially on the 40s, have a lot of rubbing issue with the trigger guard on my middle finger. So I'm kind of happy that we've gone back to the Gen 2, Gen 1 style of no finger grooves. And I haven't had that problem ever since. So anyway, just wanted to bring you guys that quick video. I am a huge Glock fan, so you guys know that. I probably have, somewhere around 40 Glocks by now. But thanks for watching, guys. Shotcity, and I'll see you in the next one.